English Practice Club.
Learn together. See you soon.
Okay, well, let's start our meeting today. Well, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Well, first of all, I would like to say many thanks to our God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has given us nice occasion so we can attend and gather in this place to have a meeting. Secondly, my peace and salutation will always be given to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has broadcast from the darkness to the lightness, from the stupidity to the cleverness. I'm sitting as a moderator. I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Ruhani Tamrin. Okay. We have agenda today. So we have one agenda today. That's debate. So we are going to debate, and the motions that we're going to debate is it appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of freedom of speech? Now I'm going to divide it into two groups, because today we're gonna have a debate. So I have to divide it into two groups. The first group.
Disagree?
No. So we will have an affirmative team, and the other team is called negative team. Right? Okay, so I think I just directly divide into two groups. So my right side is the negative team, and my left side is the affirmative team. Okay? So the affirmative team should support an argument that it is appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of speech, while the negative team should argue that it is not appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Do you get it, guys? Are you ready?
Slowly.
Okay, so guys, listen to me carefully. So the negative team should argue that is it not appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of speech, while the affirmative team should argue that it is appropriate, should support the arguments that it is appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay, do you get it, guys?
Yes.
Okay, and remember, I'm just a moderator, and I want all the participants to speak out. Okay? Are you ready? Or maybe it's better to give you chance for 10 minutes, around 10 minutes to prepare your arguments. 10 minutes, is it enough? 10 minutes? Okay, so now I give you chance for each of the team to prepare the arguments, please. Okay, I'll give you chance 10 minutes. 10 minutes to prepare the arguments. Okay, so,
Can we make a concept?
Okay, so the affirmative team should support the argument that it is appropriate for the governments to limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay, while the negative team thinks that it is not appropriate for the governments to limit the freedoms of the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay, so you have to support your arguments. Yes, and you have to stand in your line, and so each of the team, you may quarrel with each other. So you have to maintain your arguments. Okay, if it is appropriate, you have to say it is appropriate. And the negative teams should maintain their arguments that it is not appropriate to limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay?
Yes.
Affirmative team. Chow, are you ready? Okay. Okay.
For my group, so we think the all opinion must be limited, because if it is too free, of course, it will create a new problem. Imagine that every that can be debated by the government program will of course be hindered. I mean, ya maksudnya maksudnya semua program pemerintah akan terhalang.
Okay,
Yeah,
all of the
jika-
government's
yeah.
programs or
Yeah.
policies.
Ya, dan jika semua opini itu dibebaskan, and the worst thing it will be vandalism, dan kemungkinan terburuk yang akan terjadi jika maksudnya semua hak berbicara
In English, please.
Yeah,
Okay, you have to combine with English,
Yeah, I
come
mean
on.
the our opinion. It's not limited. It will be can. The biggest problem is that it's the vandalism.
Okay,
Yeah,
there will be vandalism.
Yeah.
Okay, the opinions
Because
is not.
yeah, because our opinion is free. Example, our kind in program that should be able to run, but will be opposed by parties who experience loss, even though it is only unliteral and does not have much impact. For example,
Okay, well, stop first. Okay, I'm gonna give chance to the negative team to give objections. Do you have objection or disagreement toward the speakers from affirmative team? Do you have objections or disagreement towards the arguments from the first speakers of the affirmative team? Do you have any objections or disagreement? Before I give you chance, do you have any objections? Okay, yes, please. Okay, listen to the speaker, please. Okay,
Democracy means freedom to express opinion. The system in Indonesia from the beginning, the Indonesian system
Okay.
from the beginning was of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Okay, that's our sovereignty, right? Okay, well.
okay, I got this question. That's our opinion. We have to get a limited, because if not, you cannot like example right now. That's why we have what is Undang-Undang ITL.
Constitution, okay.
Yeah, that's right. If not have the rules for this limited opinion, you know what is the, you know what is the impact? Like the example, the hoax, maybe hoax and hoax, and what yeah, and hate opinion. We say haters maybe, and that's all the problem. That all the problem, and the very what is say fatal.
Terrible.
Fatal, yes, fatal.
Terrible.
Oh, the very fatal is like the psychology attack for just one person, because they had like the frustration, anything, because they had comment that from haters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the negative impact of
Yeah.
citizen freedom of speech.
Yeah.
If their freedom is not limited,
Yeah.
as you said, you're living in a democratic country.
Yeah, that's right.
Which means that the people have the power to participate in decisions making.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? That the people have the power to participate in decisions making.
That's why we have undang-undang ITL.
We have the power. The people have the power
Yeah.
to participate in decisions making. What do you think about that? That the people have power to participate in the decisions making. So it means that yes, people should be given freedom of speech, so they can deliver they can express their ideas in case of politics, education, and so on. So yes, it means that they have power to participate in decisions making. For example, when the government makes policies in relation to education, economics, so the people should participate too in making the decisions. So what do you think about that?
Yeah. The people, and okay, the all people can enjoy that too, but
Okay.
they have to be limited, because it's the government now what he do.
Now what them do? Now what them job? And now what the rules to make that rule is more better. And I mean,
Have to see your friends again.
yeah, maybe that's have like like what is name like pro and contra for that, because yeah, the government must and we know for now if governments like make some new rules, yeah, of course there's pro and contra too. I mean, and the half people say agreed and another people say yeah, I mean they aren't that's a good for that. I mean yeah, that's that's the point is for
Okay, well, so now it's nice to the negative team
Yeah,
to
that's-
deliver the speech about yes, about the appropriateness of the appropriateness for the government to the freedom of speech. Okay, so now I invite the first speaker to deliver the speech. Okay, who will be the first speaker? Okay, maybe you can change your friends first.
Đặt vào rồi chị.
Okay, so now I give chance for the negative team to deliver the arguments about yes, about the motions that you all disagree with if the governments limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay, so give chance to first speaker about.
According to your opinion,
Okay.
I will ask how far the government can limit the freedom of speech to the citizen, because we know that speech can be the way that we can supervise the words. We can leave the government to do their tasks as free as they want. We can't leave them to do their tasks as free as they want, because maybe they will make regulation by not concerned about the citizen right.
Okay, that's a good point, I think. Okay, so according to her, we can't let the government make the policies alone. As in this case, the people should be involved in making the decisions, because the government sometimes make unexpected policies which is unfair. Yes. So what do you think about that? Okay, what about the others? Please help your friends to find the arguments to support your friends' arguments. Okay, she said that we can't let the government work alone, especially in making policies, because sometimes the government make unexpected policies or rules which is unfair for the poor people, especially, or for the people or for the societies. Okay, what do you think about that? So in this case, the people have the power to express their ideas, to criticize the government. Yes.
First of all, we know freedom of speech is a basic human right that
Okay. Basic
we all
human rights.
must remember. It is an important thing for our democracy and also for our upcoming election.
Okay.
Example, but we see in media and
Okay.
in our daily life, we see
Okay, that's right.
demonstrants everywhere.
Demonstrations, okay.
And no. The demonstrant.
The demonstration.
The demonstration. Not only sometimes or not sometimes again, but
Mhm.
they membabi buta gitu.
Okay, okay.
The way the demonstrant do their freedom of speech help out from the 10 principle of freedom of speech.
Wow, that's
Uh,
okay.
freedom of speech there's a
Okay, okay, it's okay, come on, that's a good point, okay, nice. Okay, that's a good point, okay, come on.
apa lagi?
Okay, come on.
The if the demonstrant has the good way in deliver their freedom of speech, it will be good for the government's journey. Perjalanan pemerintahan, masa pemerintahannya.
Okay, the government period, okay.
But the demonstrant always damage all the public facilities.
Okay, break the public facilities, that's right.
Disturb merusak kenyamanan orang banyak. And I think
People's comfort.
and I think freedom of speech not good anymore in
Okay.
Indonesia. Not only Indonesia, in abroad. For example, in Vietnam nowadays, for several beberapa waktu lalu.
Okay, yeah, so I say that. Okay, that's good point, I think. Okay, so now give chance to the negative team. Okay, well, okay, yes, please.
I think why the demonstration membabi buta, like you say,
Okay.
because
I'm so sorry, even I don't know how to say it in English. Okay.
because basically Indonesian is democracy country.
Okay, we are
So,
in a democracy country.
Why they are membabi
Yeah. The anarchist.
the anarchists? Because they do that because our government does not want to hear what they have to say. Yeah.
Okay.
So they are do what they want to do, and how to say this? And they are broke our
Break, yes, you may say that.
break
Break.
our
Public facilities.
public facilities. So I think they are a reason for your
Okay, so in this case, they have reasons why they have to do demonstrations.
In this case, it's not freedom of speech. It's not a brutal way. Because the freedom of speech is we have a good intention to say that oh government, this is the right way to you. You have to do this in order to the people or your rakyat gitu has the good life. I think we have another way to say our to talk our
To express our ideas,
our
okay.
ideas to the government. For example, we have a good platform nowadays like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Maybe we have to write down our good ideas.
But it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't change the government's
It's
mind
meaningless.
to change the policies. It's meaningless. So that's why she said it's useless because the government sometimes make policies and then the people criticize, but the government doesn't hear
Yes.
what the people say. Yes, so that's why they do demonstrations in order that the government can maybe change their mind. Maybe. What do you think about that? Okay, you have another opinion. Okay.
So maybe my friend said they make brutal ways to take the government's attention to hear what we want to say to them. That's one way, yeah. It's one way
Okay.
to deliver our inspiration to them. Why? Because when we do demonstrations, just Wallace, just Wallace apa itu Wallace?
Wallace, what does it mean, Wallace?
Dengan santainya aja, Wallace. Slowly,
keep it
without
slow.
doing brutal way, they will not pay attention with us.
Okay, so the demonstration is done to attract the
Done.
government's attention.
Yeah.
So
Brutal
that
way
the
is
government
one way
wants
to get
okay.
more attention from the government.
So, okay, what do you think about that? Come on. Okay, another new speaker speaking. Okay.
Okay. As long as it does not constitution does not harm the wider community and
really cannot be expected by the general public. As long as this doesn't cause this to happen, freedom of expression will always be open and will always be open.
Okay, as long as it doesn't harm and
Artificial.
yes, disturb people's pride. Yes, because other people also have rights. Yes. Okay, so the freedom of speech is always open. As long as we can deliver, the people, the society can deliver, they can express their ideas well, politely maybe. Yes. The freedom of speech is actually open for all of the society.
I don't really
Okay,
know
so
like
give
that
chance to-
because even when we speech by social media like Twitter or Instagram or YouTube also, sometimes the government didn't care about us. Even the community make something like to introduce something, to explain something to the government, even then the government don't really care.
Okay.
And of course, sometimes the government make a brutal way, like to unblock their social media. Like I'm not sure about this, but maybe about Rizik Sihab.
Okay.
Rizik Sihab.
That's one case. Yes.
Yeah, and
Come on.
yeah, I mean that's make our I think the government wanna setting our country more like authoritarian, like authoritarian.
Okay, authoritarian. Okay, authoritarian.
And based from the opinion from the pro
The affirmative team.
yes why we should be more explain our expression because if we don't talk who will correct the government because the government is human also the government make mistake of course and why the humans make demonstrate because the people care about our country because even when the people don't make demonstrate and then many demonstration and the government still make something they don't really care about the people what will we do for our country. I mean we need the people who always make critique for the best for the government because it's really natural of course if we government have a pro and contra. I mean it's really normal but the government should be control and also answer all the contra perspective to make it clear. Don't block the social media.
The social media. Okay, so do you have any objections from the team? Do you have any objections? Okay. Yes, please.
Then why don't you give us proof of your action to the positive because most of them just add you but do the opposite.
But
Okay.
Do the opposite.
but do the opposite.
Okay, so do you get it?
Kebalikan.
Sebaliknya.
Sebaliknya.
Like what? Could you make it clear?
Okay, then why don't you give us a proof of your action to the positive thing you say? Because the most of them just argue, but they do the opposite. That's it.
Okay, so it means that yes, show them the evidence that the demonstrations bring positive impact to our country. Do you mean that? Okay, so show the evidence. You agree that okay, we do demonstrations because we are struggling for the society's pride, right? Okay, for the society's pride. So yes. What? Do you have additional explanations? No? Okay.
I wanna
Show them
answer,
yes,
I wanna answer that question. How to say
College students?
College student.
Yes.
When I was in college student, honestly,
sometimes I make demonstrate about BBM, of course.
Okay.
Because at the time the government want to make the high price for the BBM. And even when the issue come to us, to our community, so we make plan to make demonstrate with another campus, and then we make one what one point meeting. Yeah, one place to meeting, and then we bring some journalists to take the news, and after that we try to explain to the society about why the government should make too high price the BBM. What the impact if the BBM, sorry if it is right BBM.
I can say that it's okay. Mentions the abbreviations.
Yes,
That's
so
good
what
too.
the impact if BBM is still high? What happened to the poor society? Even they want to eat the food, and then they should be make little food because they can little to buy BBM. I mean, it's make really hard for the poor society. And you know, at the time, I was remember when the student of college in Makassar University with some university at the time make a demonstration. What happened is the government didn't make a high price. Didn't make a high price for BBM, and 1 year later, I think the BBM still make like no high price. I mean, even we make a still a bit ways, but you know, the student of the college can control the government because we have a many, because we are a big community, so we can sometimes we can control, but we cannot make sure we can control as like 5 years because it's really hard and it's not our job, I think.
Okay, so actually the college students do not only do demonstrations, but actually they also invite the societies and people and educate them and tell them why they have to do demonstrations, and they explain also about the government's policies to the society. Yeah, so that's another thing that the college students actually do, not only do demonstrations, but also educate the society by inviting them to a place, to a meeting place, and the college students tell the society what's going on, what's going on actually in our country. So do you have any objections, disagreement toward this?
And a little bit, it's not by, I mean, like someone, but it's because from our heart, because we care with our country.
Okay, and they sincerely and then they sincerely do it. Okay, so do you have any objections from the negative, from the negative team?
For in this case, chaos. I mean,
Okay.
in this chaos, and it's not only students who demand some chaos. Because it's something in the case there is opposition by higher people in the government. So that's why we need the people for that. As I just said before, the government is with the people, and not all the government things like just wanna take advantage for themselves, but if you know, there are many political parties is scared for the people too. That's why, like you example with like some in the BBM problem, you have to remind it's not only a student and mahasiswa too, and yeah, like going to what is penuntut keadilan?
What?
Penuntut keadilan, what is?
How to say in English?
Justice.
Struggle for justice. Struggle for justice.
Yeah. Not just only the people and mahasiswa like looking for justice, but
okay.
they have yeah, they have a political branches too, and join with that.
So what do you mean? Okay, who have the political reasons? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
like,
You agree with that?
no, I mean,
Do you agree with the executive team?
no, I mean,
What do you mean?
the main,
The
my
college
point is,
students have the political reasons to do demonstrations. Do you mean like that?
I mean, yeah, I cannot explain Indonesia.
What?
Can I explain Indonesia?
No, you have to combine because we are an English community, not Indonesian community. Come on.
It's too complicated.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, but you can do it. Come
It's
on.
like our country complicated.
Come on. There is a political reasons behind the demonstration. Do you mean something like that?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes in the government they make a mistake. Just for now,
The
what is the best things for I mean the take justice
What is the best things?
for
Do
justice.
you mean maybe we have another ways to
Yeah.
take justice?
Yeah, and that's why they make a chaos.
Is demonstrations the one and only way?
Chaos is like
Chaos, apa?
Chaos, yeah.
Riot, gitu ya? Riot.
Kerumun apa kericuhan.
Ya,
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So,
Chaos.
do you have any objections? Chaos.
Translator mana?
Actually about if you are talking about a demonstration, demonstration, honestly, I also disagree about the anarchist demonstration, but I appreciate because maybe there's one way to speech to deliver what they want, but you can compare the condition before because now is a pandemic. So before pandemic and now, what do you think about the freedom of speech now? So before because the condition now, the students in university cannot do a demonstration because they're PPK in. So maybe some of people use social media to deliver what they want to say to the government. But we can see the reality that everyone who speak the truth to the government will be silenced.
Next point.
Right, will be silenced.
Okay.
Everything that different from the government rules will be silenced, and the back will be in prison.
Hmm. You'll be present.
Oh,
Okay, so guys, okay, is it enough?
Yes.
Okay,
What do
so
you think about it?
okay, well,
Oh my.
okay, you ma'am, okay.
Thank you very much for your time. Yeah. Talking about freedom of speech that is safe because of PPKM now. Now is PPKM, so we cannot demonstration. So by social media, somebody or everyone express what they want to say. So you know that in social media there is no moderator. Yes, there is no one can stop netizen finger what they want to say. So that's why government I think have to limit it what is opinion berkembang, what opinion people in social media, and it can make people semakin melebar permasalahan. More viral? Yeah. Yeah. That's why government have to limit it what control what the social media, the opinion of social media, and that you say everyone say the truth on social media increase. I don't think so. If some
have to melalui the
Go through.
ya, to melalui pemeriksaan
Check.
ya, check and they will be asked what they
Why?
what they want to do, say, not just in prison, but everyone has to ask by government, by police, maybe what if he did in social media, not just that they came in prison and that they are in prison. I don't think so like that. So I think the freedom of speech have to be limited if the opinion offensive to somebody right or doing. Yes, I think.
Okay, but ma'am, the negative theme said just now that another problem arises among the government and the society is that the government's ways or the government's ways in responding to the freedom of people, the people's freedom of speech. The government's way in responding to people's freedom of speech seems to be false, seems to be problematic, because it feels like the government want to take over the people's right to in giving or expressing their ideas. And then indeed that, but I agree also with you, ma'am, that indeed there are many chaos in social media, like bullying, mocking, hater speech. Indeed, oh my God, you can find it everywhere. So that's why indeed that while we have no rules in social media, so you said just now that the government should make regulations or rules or constitutions to limit the citizens' freedom of speech. Okay, so any objections again from the negative team? Do you want to give objections to the negative statement just now that the government's way in responding to people's freedom of speech is false, is problematic? It seems that the government wants to be criticized again by the society. So as if like the cases, HRS cases, there is that cases, there's a victims, 6 Laskar Pelangi. Okay, now it's unclear, the case is unclear. So it seems that, people becomes afraid to criticize the government again, while the government need to be criticized. Because, the policies sometimes made by the government is unfair. So what do you think about the objections? Do you do you have any objections? No, I just want to make it clear between the two teams. Okay, do you have any objections to the arguments of the negative team about that?
Yeah. Actually, government give us a way to express our opinion, such as say demonstration is not
It's forbidden.
forbidden. Demonstration is okay, but not to be anarchist, not
Yes,
to
that's right.
not to offensive another right and live.
That's right. Okay, that's
Yeah.
point.
What's the point?
Okay, so any objections from the negative team about the speaker's statement? Actually, demonstration is not forbidden in our country.
Yes.
Constitution says.
But that's really right, I think.
Yes.
But sometimes we should make anarchists.
Okay. Why the demonstration sometimes end in anarchists? Okay.
Because sometimes the government didn't really care about us.
Yeah.
Sometimes the government didn't really hear about our opinion. Sometimes the government really busy about them life, and
Yes.
sometimes they need some people who really want to make a critic to make the government realize that even they have a job like as a government, they should care about the people. That's our job. Yes,
Mm.
I think that's all. And then even when the government control us and another. We just make sure that it does its way. I mean, sesuai jalannya. It does its way because when the government make control like more really control us, sometimes we cannot speak up. And you know, because of the information, the technology, and also because of internet right now, I think it's really impossible to us, the government control us, because the transparency of information right now is should be clear. Even when we, the government, make mistake or make a problem, the people can know that about this. Yeah, I think it's
Okay, any objections from the affirmative team about the negative team said just now? Do you have any objections?
yeah.
Okay, you, ma'am.
I don't think so. If you said that the government always didn't hear your opinion,
Yeah.
there is many cases that government hear people's opinion, and that's I said before that there is a way that government give a way to express your opinion, and I think if, for example, if you're talking about BDM, natural case, as you said before, the government not make the petrol lower price because I believe there is there is a reason why the government did like that, and I think for example again demonstration, you have to do demonstration, you have to say to police, for example, one day before, and you free to express your opinion in demonstration as long as you don't make this activity at your demonstration.
Yeah, so the
Agree with that?
Yes, so in this case, the government, yes, so the government make the policies for a reason, so for a positive reasons. But the negative thing maybe you know, think bad of the government. Yes, think bad of the government. So so this is just a matter of different perceptions or different perspective between the society and the government. So the government wants yes have made policies but maybe for the society it's not unexpected policies for the society. So yes, is there any another objections or agreement arguments from the negative teams? Okay. Okay. Yes, please, the black one. Okay, so listen to the speakers, please.
I want
Okay.
to tell you about something. Like what happened yesterday when Omnibus
Can you
Law.
speak louder, please?
Like what happened yesterday when Omnibus Law was published. College student, as Fatul said at the Mata Najwa show, yeah. He said the government promised them to speak in the office tomorrow, but when they come to talk, the government broke its promise. So I mean, it happens because that's why because the government lies too much to the people who are actually the kings in a democratic country. And we can see our government sometimes they don't seem to care about this country. If not demonstration, who else will voice the appreciation of the people?
Okay, you.
The last question I wanna ask. I wanna answer first. Who will be without the demonstration? Who will be
freedom of speech to the government first. Every area or every regency has their regional people representative assembly. I think this is the function of the DPR. Banyak sekali bis.
Just representative.
This is the function of DPR. Without demonstration, we can solve the problem. We can solve what else? I mean the people apa sih, pertanyaan masyarakat. Without demonstration, you just make a collect, or as she said now that they have a meeting point. You just make a meeting point, and then you make a mufakat. What do you want to say to the government, and then you come to the DPR office. I think I believe at the first you come there. I think they didn't accept. They don't accept your opinion first, because they have to discuss. They have to consider it is alright or not for the people or the general. So as the people, as the citizen, as the netizen, as the demonstrant, we have to have one patience to deliver our freedom of speech.
But how long we have to be patient to wait for the government's policy?
Because in DPR, for example, they need time to consider one policy.
And another reason is that the negative team and the supporters doesn't believe the government at all. That's the problem. We don't believe we don't believe the government at all. We always think that just for the government and the rich people. They make policies only for the rich people and the like and so on.
I think this is the big issue for our society, because they don't believe to our government.
So prove the negative team. So please prove the negative team that you made policies. Okay, you first. Okay.
Okay. If like you say,
say like that.
If you say like that, okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Why our government when Fatur how to say dijanjikan Fatur is college student. Yeah.
Okay, Fatur is a college student.
Yes.
He's a college student.
Yes.
Okay.
When he how to say dijanjikan,
His promise.
and his promise to come to the office. Why our government broke their promise? Why?
Okay.
If they say if they say to be patient to demonstration, why when college student want to how to say bicara baik-baik?
Please to have a discussion. Okay.
Why they are like I say at first, why they are broke them promise to Fatur and all college student? Why?
Okay, additional from the negative team.
If you want to meet with DPR, oh, I don't really believe it. That's the bullshit, man.
It's difficult, yes.
That's really bullshit because for example, I just make we have a more bad issue about DPR, and I want to
Legislative assembly. Okay.
like that. I don't know. There is many bad issues. I think more than 100,000 maybe. But I got one issue about some legislative. They make mistake. The first they make mistake. The second they want to make easy ways. Like for example, I forgot the name, but Mata Najwa post on social media. They say like that man want to change the prison becomes a hotels. Oh my goodness. Look at how that's really impolite. They make mistake. They want to change the pizza like the hotel. So if they can make it, so everybody, every legislative can be make it like that. I mean because they have a how do you say kekuasaan?
Power.
Power. Just because they have a power, they can make it easy.
And they make it already.
Yeah, they make it, of course.
Since they're arrogant, right? Okay, so
They are powerful.
That's why I say our government lies too much.
To the government lies too much.
Siap nih dalam plan di rumah ini.
For your life. Okay, so any objections, ma'am?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I know some of legislative assembly and they don't act like you say. And I yeah. I mean there's what is you say of no I want to say that one of legislative assembly doing something like you say generalize that
Semester
yes then I know more in case there is legislative assembly open to your people opinion, and I don't think so. If you say one of assembly of legislative assembly doing a bad thing, it's all the legislative assembly do that.
Additional.
Yeah.
Okay, additional.
We talk about regional people representative is a liar. Well, I see the society. I'm my experience.
Based on my experience.
As my experience. Actually, the legislative assembly when they receive a social issue such as their problem masyarakat social problem they don't give they don't give response at the time in the real time. Okay. Because they have to discuss to the all and they have to know the society like such as is it if we accept the social issue such as misalnya
But they are smart, they are experts. Why they can't respond directly to the issues? They're smart, they're experts. They know many things, they know everything. What do you think about that? Okay.
and if like
So give chance to them.
I'm sorry and if like that don't give a false promise. Yeah. Rumah sakit kan tadi bilang oke
English in English.
oh my god
Just say that.
you say
Just now.
if they are need much time to discuss about the issue, so don't give a false promise to demonstrant.
Because they have they have kept promise with the college students, demonstrators.
If they are shall to discuss about that issue, don't give a false promise to college student.
This is arrogant too, I think, from the members of the House of Representatives. This is arrogant. It seems that they're arrogant because they directly they just broke the promise and they don't want to meet with the demonstrators.
Yeah.
So what does it mean?
Yes, we need time for discuss. So be patient, guys.
Okay,
Discuss
okay.
until the problem gets bigger. I don't know. I don't know about your opinion based on omnibus law case.
Don't generalize all the case like that.
Okay.
Just
Okay, additional.
It is we talk about promise from the government. Some days ago, in my office, there was a demonstration. The people of the around our PT Hua did a demonstration. First, our director and manager just let the demonstrant because by they demonstrate we can know what their problem, what they want to talk to us, and then and you know the solve of the problem not from the demonstrant, but my director or all my managers come to the come to the and then they discuss, and my director say what the demonstrants say to deliver to our office, and
But many times the members of the House of Representatives never show off their body themselves when the demonstrations happens. Many times they never show off. They never come out from the office and to find the agreement with the demonstrators. So what do you think about that?
It's difficult to say because
Okay,
we
it's
are not
difficult.
Yeah, according to my experience, if there is a demonstrant, usually, for example, if there is a demonstration in front of the office, one of them should become and discuss about that with legislative assembly. After that, legislative assembly just accept their opinion. After that, he asks all the people or in the government who task about them. For example, if the demonstration about tourism, for example, the legislative assembly will ask the tourism department to ask what happened with this. So actually they can't answer, like my friend said, they can't answer
directly at the time.
They have to ask the tourism department to ask what is happening.
Okay, the last objection from the negative team. Saka, give chance to you.
Demonstration, because we're talking about demonstration, yeah. What the student of the university wants, what the demonstrant wants, when they do a demonstration, is they want to meet directly with the government or the legislative to deliver what they want. But as we know, the fact in the land that when the demonstrants come to the, for example, to the legislative government office, the legislative government just hiding behind the police line. Only the police. So how they can deliver what they want, the government directly, when in front of them is the police. Not only the police, yeah, as you know, is kawat pembatas.
Okay, last additional arguments from the
Also exactly about the anarchist demonstration, but maybe that's the way what we have to do. When I was in the university, when my senior told me to go to the demonstration, I also had to, because it was my time to go there. But I appreciate because
we can what? We enjoy.
Yes, we enjoy it at times, like the BBM and everything. So what do
Okay.
you think about it?
Okay. Okay. Last statement maybe from the affirmative team. Okay. Well.
Yeah, and like I said, why just the legislative just behind the line? Because there is many demonstration happening. So why like I said before, one of them have to become or some of them have to become in the office and discuss about that. Not all of the demonstrant discussion about that. And the proof, like you said, there is sudah banyak.
There are many.
There are many demonstration that proving that government here what the demonstration said, like we said, BBM, it's lower price now. It's proving that government hear what the demonstration opinion. Yeah, it doesn't mean government didn't hear what they said, but we have to consider and everything about them.
Okay, well, I think that's all for our debate, and clap hands for all of you. Because we are limited by time, ma'am, okay? Well, so, but before we close the debate, I would like to deliver the conclusions that in some points, affirmative team yes, have right arguments, and in some points, the negative team have right arguments. But however, we have to remember that although we live in a democratic country, we have to be careful when expressing our ideas. Indeed, we have freedom of speech, but you have to think before before we deliver our speech, in order to anticipate problems, and we have to find good ways to deliver our speech or to deliver our ideas. And yes, okay, I think that's all for today, guys. And thank you for you all coming. And assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bye.
Once again, bye.
Bye.
English Practice Club.
Learn together.